I always do.
Oh, do you?
So I
Okay.
keep my mind straight.
Okay.
It gets combobbled a lot. All right. Leaf pickup. We're gonna wrap that up this week. We put the machine away already, so what's left now, we're just doing with the tractors. When it gets cold, like it has been the last, that little diesel motor doesn't like being outside.
Little gel action or whatever.
Yeah, so we decided to wrap it up, put it away, and so anything we got left, we'll just pick up with the tractors.
It looks good in town.
They actually fell at a pretty good rate this year, and that guy from the golf course come out with his little toe behind blower. Oh my God, what a miracle that thing is!
You like that one?
I mean, it's done. It's
It took me
picked up.
7 hours.
It's
Spaced
done. It's
out.
picked up.
There was more leaves this year.
Yeah.
I just decided to drive the cart through the piles to get them to move. Like I need to plow this thing, but
There's more leaves than there was last year.
yeah, trees got bigger. Plus they're more moisture, so they're bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the leaves are.
And then, of course, Winterfest. I met with Dan today. We got set up. We're gonna place guys for the parade route and all that. So
Yeah, because I did send them the actual route.
yeah, and then we sat down, went over where we're gonna put guys, so we'll be all set with that. And then we'll shut down and we'll start the bonfire shortly after dark, or around dark, so it's going good at dark time, so. I've talked with the road commission. They are still planning on the go ahead for the Grand River Road project. They're gonna be paving from Morris Road to the city limits next year. So, we talked about this a while ago, but he hasn't got me a price yet to go from the city limits to Woodbury Road, but I think we should stay on board with that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point in having them stop at the city limits and not do that last quarter mile.
Yeah.
Plus, if we can do it with them, we'll get the price, so.
Yeah. But they're already out here.
As you can tell, we've been in light mode today. And Hayden's Christmas lights, got the trees done, light poles wrapped. Tomorrow we'll go around and survey them and see which ones need diffuses changed and working that stuff done on. We got the sleigh up here. We went through that today to make sure that was all working. I got with Ron, let him know that Friday morning would be coming in to set the thing at the school.
Friday morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do it Friday morning, that way they're there, and
Okay.
we do it like 9 o'clock after everybody's in and we're not fighting with traffic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Carrie knows as well.
Yeah.
The person.
Yeah, and then I don't know who's got the billboards, we don't have them,
Probably
Oh,
Caleb.
those back ones,
the tall ones,
I think they're out in the Lions shed, aren't they?
is that where they ended up? Okay, they were here, and then when they come down last year, they didn't come back.
Oh, the big billboards. Or the
Yeah, the big
Samsung.
white ones, yeah.
I'll find out.
Will that be Dave had them or something?
I'll ask. Carrie.
Cause when we was moving winter and summer stuff around, I looked in the closet, I'm like, the boards are here.
Wow.
Not that it breaks my heart, cause they're there to move around, but kind of need to know where they're at, or you guys need to know where they're at.
Yeah, hard to decorate them if they're not there. I think one year that did happen too. We got
Yeah.
There, then we had to track them.
You know. SOM wise, we've done 2 discharges this fall, so we're good for that till spring. We let approximately 15 million gallons of water go. So. The fish are healthy now.
Fish bacteria, I didn't want to say.
And I've talked to Sandra a little bit. I did get over there. We got the tiles replaced.
I was very happy.
I told her we will be back on a Monday. I said not this Monday because we had a million things to do. But we have to pop tiles out and get clear up to that ceiling. It's 4 feet above that tile. And we have to put new anchors in because they don't have enough anchors in there. That's why that track system is sagging. So she's aware that we're planning on doing that. We just are gonna do it on a Monday morning when she's not open, so we're not fighting with her and customers and stuff like that. We talked a little bit about the Shelby.
Mm.
And she's in agreement with me, because I told her, if we're gonna put them on casters, we gotta have somebody come in and look at them, and she's agreeing, she doesn't think they should be. They're gonna be heavy, I mean,
I think they have to buy the kind that are made like that if they're gonna.
and that's what I told her, because we walked up to them and I literally, you can take what's there and wiggle them now, and I said, if you put them on casters, them are gonna collapse when somebody's moving them.
It
so.
is the new thing to do, so that you get more space, and we do have,
Right.
But they're buying them coming that way, and they're a lot.
Correct, they're made for doing
And
that.
they're a lot wider and
Yes.
stuff, and they're not so top hat. So I agree with that
So,
too. I think it's
so
all
I
about
said,
everything.
and I'm still looking into getting prices for the tile / carpeting, so. When that all comes, then, let's get a design together and put it back in there the way they wanted, unless they want to buy rolling carts, but. She was kind of leaning away from that a little bit, so. I work with her in whichever way she wants to go, but. And that's where we were at, and then, of course, this week is Winterfest stuff, so. And I didn't know if you guys had anything for me, I mean, our days have literally been tied up with leaf packing, so.
I just wanted your opinion on this tennis court thing when it came up again at the PDA meeting. I mean, do you guys think
Pickleball people.
the pickleball people came again? Yes. Oh, sorry.
No, we're not.
I just wanted your guys' opinion.
We are doing what we can do to maintain that.
I know.
I do have it budgeted. I've talked to Don about, we're gonna power wash that and to get it repainted and all that, but. Ideally, yes, resurfacing and all that, I mean, that is part of what we was trying to get that grant for, so.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna
I'm
ask.
not saying it doesn't need to be done, I'm
gonna ask a stupid question probably.
Okay.
I'm not yet. So I know when you do roads, sometimes you do it where you redo everything and it costs a certain amount of money. And then there's like the cheaper thing where you do the top and then, yeah, is that something that we can do? That's a cheaper,
I
but
think it's a
it's,
different service.
that is,
Okay, that's what it
it's gotta, yeah, that's a different, that asphalt has gotta be a specific rubbery based. So if somebody falls, they don't tear their knee up.
so really our only options are just kind of Band-Aid what we're doing right now or redo the whole thing. There's nothing really in between.
Not really, because what'll happen is if we do just the tennis court, we're gonna tear everything up getting to that tennis court.
Okay.
So it's gonna create I mean, I hate to say put a Band-Aid on it, but that's kind of what we're doing, and that's all we can do at this
No,
point
yeah.
until.
Yeah, I don't mean it as a bad reference, but I'm just saying, we know we have issues, but
Right.
we can't.
Right,
we
and
can't do
we have to
surgeries.
maintain it, and that's what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
and.
Have we thought about maybe doing a grant that's not coupled with, like, just concentrate on that? Do you think that'd be any more likely to, like, I don't know how much money it was for the tennis court, do you remember?
They don't know, because I personally haven't looked into one that was specific for that. Everything that I've looked at is just what's jumped at us from. Cause Eagle and them guys send us stuff all the time, and that's what brings that to our attention is that.
I think it was 120, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I wanna say too.
So.
And then you'll run into, it just. Okay, now the tennis court's done, now you're gonna hear from the skateboarders.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It's
Yeah.
gonna create a.
yeah, but. I mean, we'd love to do it all, but if we can't get a grant to do it all, maybe we can start trying to fund some of it. If that's maybe if we
Set a
can-
budget up for basis.
Well, we set a budget up, or, maybe we can come up with some type of a CIP plan like our roads have, that we can tell them, this is what we're looking at and the rate we're looking at doing it. That, because if you just do one without doing the other, then the questions are gonna come, but if we have something down on paper, then we have an answer for them, so.
I mean, it's timeline.
Well, I was really encouraged by the volleyball doing that tournament this year, and everybody seemed to be like, they wanted to do it again. And it'd be nice if we could somehow figure out to do the same time, some kind of pickle thing, you know what I'm saying, at the tournament at the same time, that's why.
Well, and that's the other thing we need to think about is that volleyball tournament. If we're gonna start making that a permanent thing, one of these grants, we was talking about pulling one of them out.
Right. So, it's consistent, we gotta basically rebuild that up court.
Right. So we need to think whether we want to keep both them courts or.
Right.
Yeah, in order to do a tournament, you definitely have to have two courts, can't have just one. And
Right.
I know last year they ended up going back, having to just use the one because it was up.
It was a good year for bees.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Right. I don't know, that was the only thing I had written down, and I kind of wanted to kind of get your thoughts of,
No, trust me, it enters my mind quite often, but,
yeah, I just wanted to know if you thought. Yeah,
and we have brought to them. I had suggested, we could put like squeegees down there so they could, because it does kind of sag in one spot. And so we put squeegees down there so they can push it off. I mean, we come up with a whole different, I even had coming up with rolling carts and come out and be specifically set up for pickleballs. And we were literally told, don't waste our time by these same people.
Mhm.
So it's one of these.
yeah,
They want everything and they don't wanna do anything and they don't
Right.
understand how much
The
it's gonna cost.
squeegee would help. I don't know if they understand, like, you have to squeegee them and give them enough dry time.
Correct.
That's the thing that I don't think they
And-
will
Right,
understand.
and
I
I do
understand.
agree with them with the flaking because it does flake, and we do go down there with the blowers and blow it off, but. But
Yes, I
that's
don't
one of the
know.
maintenance things that. I don't have an answer for that. Nobody that I've talked to has an answer for that, so.
COVID let theirs go, and so did LC at their both on their parks, so they don't find out because they can't contain them. So, I mean, the only ones that is only good is out in high school, and that's the one spot. But
Right,
that's-
I talked to the maintenance director in DeWitt at the school. And he says, well, just redo
that's what I was.
them. I said, can I have your budget?
Exactly, because it's not cheap. Yeah,
No.
like. And the only reason those got resurfaced out there is because they run a bond, so.
Right,
But even if we redo them, then we have to set up a maintenance to maintain.
right, because then,
It
Yeah,
was never really set up when those first built, was it?
no, it was one of the things, and we didn't know anything,
Yeah.
we didn't know how long it would last, what it would take to make.
So how long do you feel like it lasted before it became a problem? From the time we did them?
Probably 15 years,
So if we had maintained them, we probably would have got another 10 years, maybe?
Mhm.
probably.
Besides the shifting on the ground. but-
And that
Yeah.
plays a lot in it,
Yeah.
because a lot of the cracks are from that.
Yeah.
I know I have seen where the poles are in concrete and they have literally pushed up and set down and alls we can do with them is what we've done is fill the cracks and
Try to.
try to keep some of the water out. I mean, it is literally, and I can't get them to understand how expensive that geomat was to put under there. When we put that in there, we literally sunk the backhoe down there. Yep.
Yeah, it's sucks.
and it does kind of.
So,
I mean, I can
so
see
as
it.
much as it is hard to say that only 15 years, if you'd have seen the ground that we started with, 15 years, pretty impressive.
Yes, yeah.
I have one other question, I guess.
Yes,
So timing wise, when do you start to work on the budget?
I put a wish list together all year long.
All year long, but when do you start to sit down with normally with Paula and start like talking about it?
Generally around the first of the year, right after the holidays. Because everybody's got so much going on right now that it's
Right.
hard to set down and,
Okay,
but yeah, usually it's right after the holidays between the 1st of January and the 1st of February, somewhere in there, we usually set down and.
I just asked because of the timing of how, we're gonna get another person, it might take some time. So I was just kind of figuring, so as far as, you sat down in January, but when do you feel like get serious about it? Is it the next month or? Do you know what I'm saying? You talk about your wish list, then they come back and they talk to you.
When we go in, we put down the wish list is what we go over, and then it comes to council, it comes to you guys.
Right, okay, all right. So you feel like you're okay at this point as far as, we do
Yes.
need more guidance or?
Yes, no, at this
Okay.
point, we're all right, because I'm
Okay.
still
That's what I'm just trying to
placing
feel out.
together and,
Okay, all right.
and seeing things, because I do it all year long, because there's times we'll be doing something and something will pop up and we'll see something and go, hey. And then like our slope side mower, that's just something that has been in the replacement plan for about 4 years now, and they don't make another one to replace that, so it's just kind of one of them we're watching to see. Let me rephrase that. They make it to replace it. Harper bought out Dewey's. And that mower that we spent $26,000 on in 2002 is now a base of $64,000 for a lawnmower.
Right. What about a side mower? Have you ever looked at those?
Well, the one I'm looking at right now is called a Spider.
Okay.
Something you look up. It's really cool. It's a 72-inch mowing deck, and the guy running it stands on top of the hill or sits in the truck and does this.
Mhm.
So there is nobody standing or sitting on
Really?
the slide of that hill.
Really? And then the arms probably are more movable or they can,
It literally walks up and down the hill, and so it
Something.
takes that whole guy being on the mower on that slope out of the equation.
Right.
how much does something like that cost?
That was, the one I looked at was 42,000, I think. Expensive, but
Cheaper.
Yeah,
cheaper, and the safety of the guy not being on that mower. Cause I've been on it, them ones are run on a mercury switch. And I've been on it when that switch went, and it tips you.
I think don't burn a lawnmower
Yeah.
with it.
It was a fun ride. But so it is stuff like that when I see throughout the summer, I just
Yeah.
keep track of them and do research on, and because I know like right now, one of the biggest things I'm looking at is one of our dump trucks that's to be replaced.
Oh, okay.
It's an 89. So when we just had the work done on it, and they can't find parts for it. I mean, the guy literally sent the oil pan back 4 times to find one that would fit it. And for us, it's terrible because the years is what's doing it to us. The truck itself only has 39,000 miles on it.
Oh,
I mean.
Right. But it's not easy on those things. You just plow the snow.
Right.
So, wow.
But other than that, that is where I'm at.
Okay.
Unless you guys have something for me.
Well, tree trimming, was that got a plan put together for them?
I have the list that we've been going around. We've been working on it. I've actually already had Ken in here. We've taken 2 trees down, so.
Did you say you
What-
do have a portable power washer?
Yes,
I'm just thinking that decking out there is god awful slippery. We need to figure out what we can do with it. Plus there's some railings. There's some decking that's rotting out.
Where?
yes,
The nature trail. They got.
yes.
So,
That is on my list for this winter.
Did we get those trees for where the barn is gonna be?
that Batesville Park tree, trimmed up those trees with the barns going.
Yes, that's the only thing that we hadn't done yet is put the water line in, and I'm gonna get with Terry.
Okay.
I thought about this long and hard. They've already bought the line for the hose or for the water line.
Okay.
But I'm gonna figure out exactly where he wants it, and I'm gonna go a little bit above and beyond what they had budgeted, and it's gonna come out of ours. I'm gonna put a sleeve in. So that water line will run through the sleeve. That way, if something ever goes wrong with that, it's not buried under that concrete. We can unhook it, pull it out, replace it.
Just a tiger pipe.
Yeah, just a SDR tape with a 45 on it.
Yep.
So you think we're good with what we were supposed to do for them so they can get going in the spring or whatever?
Yes, the only thing I gotta do is get with Terry and find out exactly where he wants it, and lay the pipe in there, and then they can go right over the top of that pipe, so. I just think that would,
It's
for
exciting.
both of us, would
Yeah.
be a benefit, not to have to try to pull that line out from underneath concrete. I've done that, it's not good. And it never goes back up there.
It usually doesn't. But it's nice that we do, so. Oops. I'm thinking if there's anything else. You've been quiet.
You being quiet, that's
Hung
why.
over from the plane flight or something? Jet lag. So,
So, yeah, and like I said, the last month for me has just been leaves after leaf
Yeah.
after leaf.
Oh, yeah. I know the feeling, I still got them out there.
No,
Hopefully the snow will be melted in a couple of days. Hopefully. Do you have all the salt you need, or you got your first order in then?
Yeah, we've got the pre-order in, and I have 2 more that I can get, so
Okay, so you got. How much do you get per load?
50 tons.
And you guys go through what, 10 ton each? time?
Us, we go through. Like this morning, we probably went through 2.5.
Okay,
We went through 2.5. School probably went through 6.
that's right, I forgot they showed that with you. They went through 6, so they're good for like
They-
the next month. on the market.
They do as many loads per school as we do for the entire town.
Yeah, that's why it's always salty.
That's why they can't figure out why their doors are rusting out.
Yeah.
But the difference with them and us is they're spread in a parking lot where we can throw it for 3 feet at an intersection, and the cars pick it up and drag it down the road. Well, they're not doing that in the parking lot.
Oh,
You know, talking about the parking lot, you know, there's a lot of people parking in this parking lot that's not a parking lot. Is there any thought that we're pretty sure that
They're
it's
gonna be
safe?
stuck.
Yeah, because that one where they had that hole, like they're parking right on it. Okay, I just was like, I would never go somewhere and park. It's obvious. it's
I
a
don't know
parking
if they're
lot.
part of the school people or who's doing it, but
I don't know. There's a lot of people.
I know
parking
it.
there.
I,
And then right on that hole that was, was a hole.
which right now isn't bad, but at some point that's gonna get squishy. I mean, it's just, luckily they did compact the sand when they put it in, but.
Right. Find out the hard way.
Yep, I can give him John's number, I still have that.
Anybody else got anything else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We are adjourned.